guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my channel. And yes, today's another author interview day. I'm in conversation with Mr. Abdullah Khan. To tell you a few things about him, he's a Mumbai-based novelist, screenwriter, literary critic, and a banker. Today I'll be talking to him about his book Patna Blues. The book has been translated in more than 13 languages. It is his first book. The first book translated in more than 13 languages. I think it's the dream of every aspiring writer out there. Now let us talk to him about his journey as a writer. It's a very, very inspiring journey. I'm looking forward to this conversation. Kafi. So first of all, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for the interview. Really, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Natalia, for inviting me for this interview. I have watched most of the previous episodes and I am really happy to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So my first question is, when did your journey as a writer start and why did Patna Blues take so long to be published?
Actually, my story began in a small village near Motihari. Motihari is a small town in the northern part of Bihar. So when I must be 7 or 8, when my father gifted me a storybook, and that was my first introduction to the story. When I was handed over the book, I just wondered, was it for my classroom? Because that time I was not aware that books existed beyond the classroom. I was a regular village boy. But I was very greedy about stories, so I used to pester my mom and my grandmom and my aunts to tell me stories. So when my father told me that now you have a book, you can read stories here, you no need to ask your mom or grandma for the story. So I was happy. And that time, as a 7-8-year-old boy, so I told my father, one day I will write a story. Then I forgot it. It was a childhood thing, so I forget. But in early 90s, I discovered that one of the greatest English language authors, George Orwell, was born in my home district, Motihari. Motihari is his birthplace. So I wondered if I could be a writer. So I started trying, but I did not know anything about fiction writing. I was just moved to Patna and pursuing my BSc in chemistry. So I just gave it up. So I would not be able to write a novel or fiction, something like that. Then in 1997, Arundhati Roy won the Booker Prize, and that was a big motivation, inspiration. Same evening, I went out and purchased a very expensive spiral-bound notebook and a fountain pen and started writing. And within a week, I finished 4 or 5 chapters, and I was so fired up or so inspired that I believed that publishers in England are waiting for me only. So I just got it typed. It was very expensive that time. Electronic typing was very expensive. So I spent all my pocket money to get it typed and sent it to the registered post to many editors and to David Godwin, because I had read in the magazines and newspaper that Godwin had taken a flight to come to Delhi to sign Arundhati Roy. So I thought I was the next. So, but at that time I was not ready. So nobody responded except one senior editor at one of the biggest publishing houses in the UK. She had sent a very friendly and very helpful rejection letter. She told me that there is a fire in your writing, so you should try, but you are not ready for publication right now. So I was a bit disappointed after this feedback, but I was also a bit charged up. Someone from England wrote back to me, so I kept trying. Then what happened? I got selected in a public sector bank, and I was posted in a small town in Punjab near the Pakistani border. And so I have never been away from my family, so I was all alone there. It was a big struggle to survive in that a small place. I did not know cooking, nothing. Everything was a challenge, and I started to feel very nostalgic, homesick. So what happened? I stopped writing. I stopped reading, and it continued almost 3-4 years. And then I got married. So when my wife landed at my place in a small town called Basti in UP, and she was dusting, and then she accidentally discovered my old manuscripts, handwritten, and some of my articles which were published in newspaper when I was in college. So she asked me why I stopped writing. Then I tried to give her so many excuses, but she was not ready to listen to me. She asked me, you should start writing again. And then we have some kind of pact. She told me, you write in longhand and I will type it out. So it became some kind of routine. Every morning I will give her 100-200 words to type. So in fact, she emotionally blackmailed me and forced me to finish this. But it took a lot of time because I used to rewrite one chapters many times. Initially, I think first 6-7 chapters I must have written around 200-300 times. So then it was my wife who intervened and told me, you just finish it. Whatever is in your mind, just finish it. Then you think of editing it or rewriting it. So finally I finished in 2009. Then I was after all the big agents in the UK and the US, but they were not convinced with the kind of story I was trying to tell. So I kept trying and got frustrated. Then some agents were very kind enough to give me the feedback. So I reworked also in between. So finally, one of my friends suggested that I should try Indian publishers also. So I sent it to two people, one to Alya Book, David Devidar, and second to Chiki Sarkar. And I was lucky to get offer from Chiki. And there is quite a story also in this acceptance. What happened when Chiki got my submission? So she asked Renu Agar, who was taking care of the Hindi department in Jagannath Books, to read my manuscript, because Renu comes from a small town in MP. So she thought Patna is a small town, she would be the best reader for my story. And she liked it and she called me. Then she made me make so many changes, cut down many thousand words, and finally it was accepted and then published in 2018. So it was a big struggle, almost 20 years when I started writing and when I got published.
What came in your mind every time you were rejected? People become very negative once they get rejected. I'm not good, I'm useless. What came in your mind and you kept trying again and again?
It actually, I remember when I was trying to get my articles or news items published in the newspapers, magazines. That time also, I got so many rejections. I used to send the articles to different newspapers, magazines, and either I would hear nothing from them or they would be rejected. And I also tried newspapers in Patna, and many editors will make mockery of me because they think this 20 years guy is trying to get his published articles in Times of India or Hindustan Times. But I never gave up. Every time I was rejected, I would try again, and finally I started writing for the Hindustan Times when I happened to meet a very kind-hearted and generous editor called Daniel Thomas. So Daniel gave me first break, and when I started writing for the Hindustan Times of India and a screen, so I felt confident because I was still in college. So same happened for the this novel, because I came from a small village and my mother tongue is Bhojpuri. So people used to tell me, you have studied in a government school in Hindi medium, Urdu medium. Initially, my first school was a madrasa, so I started from a madrasa. So I was discouraged by so many people. Many people would suggest that I should try writing in Hindi or Urdu. Every kind of suggestions would keep pouring in. So, but I never gave up, and every time I got rejected, I felt bad, as everyone would feel in that situation. So, but if I got rejected from one agent, I made sure that I was submitting to 3 more agents. So I kept sending, and if some agents or some editors gave some suggestions or feedback, I used to thought over it, and then if required, I made changes. So many changes, so many drafts. Then in 2005, when I was pursuing an MBA course in Hyderabad, so some people in my class made some remark about my background, something like that. I actually overheard them talking about my writing or something like that. So I felt discouraged. And then I happened to read a book by an American agent, Noah Lukeman. So after reading his book about fiction writing, I was so inspired that I wrote an email to him and told him I am feeling discouraged and I was thinking of giving up writing. So he wrote me back and encouraged me and sent me all his fiction writing books, signed book, to me. And he told me, don't give up. Only those writers get published who don't give up. If you give up, then you will never to publish. Talent is another thing, but you have to keep trying. So that was my mantra. So many people used to tell me, no, after trying for so many years, you should write another book. But I kept trying, and finally I was lucky. Hundreds of manuscripts land in a publishing house, but I was lucky that I was selected, and it was accepted by readers also. That is the best thing about my book.
Sir, is your book an autobiographical book, Patna Blues, or no?
No. Actually, this is a common question asked by many interviewers, and it is not autobiographical. It is set in Patna. I grew up in Patna, and I know the place well. Many of the characters might be inspired by the real people, but story or major characters are totally figment of my imagination. So, but it was some of the events, like political events, are obviously real. Places are real. Cultural ethos and depiction of folklores and everything, those things are real. But main story is totally fiction.
Okay. And how did you get it translated into so many languages? Why such an idea?
It was not my hand to get it translated into any language. Initially, when I was writing this book, I thought, since this is a story of hinterland, Bihari towns and villages, so it should come in Hindi also, because basically Biharis speak Bhojpuri, Maithili, Maghi, but that is not possible that I get book published in those languages. So Hindi was the closest. So I thought it should come in Hindi, and I am comfortable in Hindi, so I rewrote the entire thing in Hindi also. And Juggernaut floated the idea because that time Juggernaut Books was publishing in both the languages. So Renu told me that you should rewrite this book, no translation, rewrite this book in Hindi also, and Juggernaut Books will publish. But subsequently Juggernaut discontinued Hindi publication, and they talked to other publishers, and almost all big publishers were interested, and there was an auction to acquire the Hindi translation rights. And then after that I started getting offers from different language publishers like Marathi. Marathi was first offer, then Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Punjabi. Recent is Punjabi. Recent one in Punjabi. Because I spent almost 7 years in Punjab, and I can read. I know Gurmukhi. I can read and write, can understand Punjabi. So because I spent almost 7 years in Punjab when I was in Bank of Baroda, and subsequently when I joined a private sector bank, I was in Ludhiana. So I was very keen to get it translated into Punjabi, and I am lucky that I got this offer last week from a Patiala-based publisher. So this was 13th offer, 13 languages, including Arabic from an Egyptian publisher, and Persian from an Iranian publisher, Urdu from a Lahore-based publisher, and 10 languages from Indian publishers, and one Icelandic, one Thai, and one French publishers are interested. They are considering it, but no final offer has yet come.
Okay. So my last question is, what is the next project you are working on now? What next?
I am working on my next novel, so almost 70,000 words done. So it is about a boy called Aslam who was born in Motihari, in the same house where George Orwell was born. So in the course of time, when he discovered that he was born in the same house, he begins to believe that he has some sort of connection with Orwell. And this is all about Orwell's connection with Bihar or Motihari, and Aslam's journey in the current setting. It is mostly set in 90s and present time. So story will also move to US for last part.
Okay. So thank you so much. Your story is so inspiring, especially for those aspiring writers who face rejection and then they don't want to write after that. But your story is really very inspiring, that you have to keep on trying, and there's nothing called rejection.
Yes, that is a only mantra. Whenever I get any call from new writers or aspiring writers, I just tell them, keep revising and keep trying. There is no way out if you want to get published.
So thank you so much, and I think your story has inspired me also, that I should keep trying with my book. Right now I'm writing it. Whenever the story of publishing arises, then thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Have a good day.
You too, sir. Bye. So guys, we were in conversation with Mr. Abdullah Khan. I think it was an extremely interesting conversation. You have your views. Please do share. You have questions, you can email me on my email address given below. I'll be waiting for your views and comments. You know, I post in videos 4 times a week, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and Sunday. The time is 7:30 p.m. Do tune in. I'll be waiting, and take good care of yourself, which is the most important thing. Take care. Bye.